In this video, we're going to cover some updates that will be taking place on the CIMS 3.0, that's Contact Information Management System 3.0, on March 23rd. When you start, this is the website you'll begin at. You want to click down here to register. So if you do not have an account, you want to start here, click here to register. If you have an account, you would log in using the email that you set and the password that you set, and click login, and that will let you see your profile. But for this purpose, we're going to start registering. Then click here to register. It's going to ask you for your cell phone. You put your cell phone number in there and hit submit. It will send you a verification code to your cell phone. The verification code is case sensitive, so it's important that you put it in exactly the way you see it on your cell phone. And then you need to put your email in. Then you have to create a password. Please, when you create a password, please follow the instructions here. Once you hit submit, it'll take you to the next page. If you do not have a profile in CIMS 2.0, you would click no. However, if you are in CIMS 2.0, you would click maybe yes, and that would ask you for an ID number. If you have an ID number, you can put it in here. If you don't know your ID number, you can contact Mavis and we will get it for you, or you can contact your fire chief, and there's a good chance that he will know what your ID number is. What this does, if you put your ID number in there, it will bring over all the information from CIMS 2.0 to CIMS 3.0, and it's a few less steps you have to take. If you hit no, it will take you to start building your profile. It's really important that some of these fields are required and you have to fill them in. So first name's required, last name's required, and the date of birth. It's also important to note that the date of birth has to be month, so 04, date 01, and the year is 4 digits. After you completed these required spaces here, the next would be profile image. You click browse. It'll allow you to look on your computer for a photo. You click pictures, then you can select a picture from your computer and hit OK. You can see it brought the picture over. The next important step is to take the box here, it's a crop box, and expand it so it covers your face, the portion that you want to be on your Tier 2 card picture. Down here, this shows you what it's going to look like. Hit save the cropped image, and then you can hit next. When you hit next, it's going to take you to profile details. Profile details is the address. We're asking everyone to put in their home address. Driver's license is optional. So if your fire chief requires that you put your driver's license in, please put the driver's license in. If you're done, you click next, and it goes to organization. This is really important because this is your fire department. This is the fire department that you work for. So if you start typing in the fire department, you're going to get a drop-down menu, and then you select the fire department that you work for. So in this case, I'm going to select the Bartlett Fire Protection District, and you'll see that it fills it in. The next that we're asking you to do is standard hourly rate and overtime rate. So standard overtime rate would be $12. Overtime rate could be $25. Title. This is important. We're asking you to put your title in. If you're the fire chief, you put fire chief. If you're a firefighter, you put firefighter. And then when you selected your primary organization, which is your fire department, your hourly rate, your overtime rate, and your title, you can hit next. You go to qualifications. This is important as well. Here you go to state, and under state, it's going to have the Illinois Department of Health, and that's where you would click on Illinois Department of Health for your paramedic. And then it would also have Illinois Office of State Fire Marshal. That would be where you get all of your firefighter credentials from. It's important to say that you click them, and it'll make a list for you. Next, and you hit next after you're done with the list. Currently, I don't have a list here because this is a beta system to demonstrate the changes that are going to be happening on March 23rd. However, in the when it is sent out, you'll see the Illinois Department of Health and Office of State Fire Marshal. You hit next, it'll take you to medical. Now this is up to each fire department if they require you to complete any of this information. So you might want to ask your fire chief if you guys are using the medical portion of Salamander Live. You'd want to hit next, and it's affiliation. This is also important. If you're on any MABUS deployable teams, you'd want to select here, and it's going to give you a list of MABUS deployable teams. You'd want to select the team that you're on. So if you're on Division 1 Technical Rescue Team, you would select Division 1 Technical Rescue Team. I know this is not it, but this is again the database or a beta base, so it's not going to list you. And then your team role. If you're a member, a leader, training. So let's say you're on Division 1 Technical Rescue Team, you're a member, you select that. If you're on any MABUS committees, you would select the proper committee here and the committee role. So if you're just a member, a subject expert, that's how you would do that. If you sit on the executive board for a division, you would give your drop down, and this is where you would select your role. So if you're the president of the division in which your fire department is in, you would select president. Again, this is important. Team, if you're on a MABUS deployable team, you would click here. It'll give you a drop down list of all the teams there are. And you select the team, whether you're on a training roster or you're actually on a physical deployable team, you would select that. You select your role, and if you're on a MABUS committee role, executive board. You hit next, and this is important. This is to submit. Once you hit submit and done, it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to submit your registration? You click OK. And what happens now, the next screen that you'll see is you'll see this screen with 2 yellow dots. What this is telling you is that it's pending approval. The org approval would be the fire department. This would be your fire chief. Fire chiefs approve the org approval, and MABUS approves the account approval. The only difference there is if you're on a MABUS deployable team, your branch chief would approve you on the org and approve you on the account. Once you're approved, both of these will go green, and then when you log in, you can edit your account, make changes. Just keep in mind, every time that you make a change, it will have to go through the approval process again, through chief being the org and MABUS being the account. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to MABUS, and we'll do our best to help. Thank you.